right. Welcome, everyone. Everything's looking good. We are live. Happy Monday. If you're out here around the east coast of Canada, the weather is starting to take a turn for the better, which is super nice, super exciting. So hopefully you have good weather wherever it is you are, having a great day. Hope you had a great weekend, and you might still be off maybe on Monday. I think, is it Easter Monday or something like that? I don't know. I'm not too familiar with vacations and holidays or any of that kind of stuff. Today, what are we going to do today? Today we're going to take a look at, we're going to carry on for what I was rambling about on Friday, which is my personal brand and kind of what I'm going to do to build that. So I want to just put together go over some of the thoughts that I had for the website that I want to put together. And yeah, it's about a personal brand. And I just want to talk a little bit about branding and tell you the story that I just kind of had to deal with, which is kind of unfortunate, I guess, to say. And you can tell me whether I'm in the wrong or whether I'm in the right or whether I'm making too big of a deal about this or whatever. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. So when it comes to traveling and staying at hotels, I've always been a huge fan of Marriott and like Delta, like all their hotel properties. I guess they're probably pretty expensive considering other hotels, but I like them. I like it because no matter where I go, I feel like a lot of the properties are the same. I can get a little bit of familiarity, especially when you're in a hotel in a different place. You kind of want to feel, so have some familiarity with it. Anyways, so I had accumulated just over 50,000 points, and I don't think that's a lot. I think it's enough to maybe get a couple free nights, depending on where you are. Maybe 2 or 3 free nights. I don't even know. What's 1 point? Maybe like 1 point is worth like a cent or something like that. So maybe it's $500, maybe not even, like $500. So I haven't been able to travel basically since for forever. We haven't traveled anywhere in probably close to 3 years now. Obviously there's been the pandemic, and then there was just no opportunities, no reason to travel anywhere, just because it's just been so busy with work or what have you. So anyways, so now we're going to start traveling again. And I was just about to book a whole bunch of hotel rooms. I think I need to book like at least 11 that I know of in the next couple months for like 11 nights. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll log into Marriott and just book it through there because, I like staying there. So, and if you look at, 11 hotels or 11 nights at, $150, $200 a pop. So I don't know, it's like $2,000, right? $1,500, $2,000. So that's about how much I was just about to spend. And so when I log into my account, and then I noticed that as of end of February this year, that my points expired. And I was like, what? I didn't know points could expire. Which I think is kind of weird. Like if you don't use it, you lose it, I guess. Even though there's nowhere to go, or at least there was nowhere for me to go. And so I'm like, well, that kind of sucks. And it only happened like not even 2 months ago. So I'm like, well, you think that they'd be able to reinstate that or what have you. So I called them, and basically they're like, no, we can't reinstate the points. What they're expired. I'm like, well, I didn't know. And I guess that's not an excuse. If you don't know, just because you don't know what the law is or whatever, then doesn't mean you're immune from it. And I totally get that. And then I asked to speak to the manager or whatever, the supervisor, to see if there's anything he could do. He was pretty short, pretty rude. Just like, that's the policy. It's like, you're allowed to travel. You were able to travel. There's no more pandemic, so there's no problem. Like, why aren't you using the points? And like, what, they're gone, they're gone. And then I just basically, calmly explained the way I think about it. I'm like, listen, I've been a loyal Marriott user. I love your hotels. I'd like to spend my money with you guys. But, if you guys are just going to take points away and just cancel them if I can't travel for whatever reason, and then they just expire, then what's the point of me collecting all these points? And why would I stay loyal to you if anything I just accumulate is just going to go into the garbage? And I think I basically just said, is it worth to you? Like, I need to book a bunch of hotel rooms like right now. Is it worth to you losing a client who's just about to book a couple $1,000s in hotel rooms right now for 50,000 points? It's like, is that your business? And they're like, yep. So, and then that's that. And it just leaves such a sour taste in my mouth that nobody in like this big, huge organization, that's the thing where it gets like faceless. I don't know if people don't have, or they're not able to use their own judgment on this. Like, wouldn't it be a good business practice as a brand to just be like, you know what, if a customer has a specific complaint, whether it's their fault or not or whatever, because yeah, it's my fault they expired. I didn't know that it was a thing and then they just expired. Not that if I didn't know, they would have expired anyways, because it's like, I'm not going to force myself to spend money just to make sure my points don't expire. Like that would be ridiculous, right? But a large company like that, could you be like, okay, you know what, sir, we don't want to lose your business. How about, we can put an extra whatever points back into your account, half of them, something, I don't know, come up with something to meet halfway and say, we understand that they expire. We understand you want to be able to travel, but how about we give you 25,000 points and, you still continue to use our service. But instead it's like, nope, we don't budge. That's our policy. That's it. We don't care about you as a customer. And I point blank asked them, it's like, are you willing to lose a lifelong customer for 50,000 points? And they're like, yep. And that's it. That's their policy. So, and now like in a blink of an eye, my whole view of Marriott as a brand is like completely trashed. It's like garbage. Why would I spend my money there? Why would I go to that company to, I don't know, who treats their customers basically like nothing. Like I'm just a number. I'm just somebody that they get money from, and then that's it. So I don't know, it has a bad taste in my mouth. And again, I totally get it. It's my responsibility. I let them expire. I didn't know that they expired. Who reads all these fine prints and these things? I didn't know. Supposedly they emailed me. I get so many emails of like hotel deals or whatever. It's just like probably missed it. And yeah, I don't know. And so I get it. That's like, it's well within the right to let them expire and what have you. And if that's what they want to do, that's fine. But the only recourse that I have as a consumer is to like, okay, well then I'm just not going to support your company anymore because I don't align with those values that you have as a business. So the brand is just completely destroyed for me. Like the thing with the brand, it takes months and months and years or whatever to build up loyalty. And then how quickly, just like that, it could just topple completely. So now I have to think every time I go to a hotel, I have to go out of my way to make sure that I'm not going to be booking anything that is within the Marriott, chain of companies that they have or hotel chains that they have, which is it's just kind of sad. And I don't know, let me know, am I overreacting? Am I taking it too far to the extreme? I've always been of the mindset, if a company ever does something that I don't agree with, that I'll just like never use them again. Like that's it. I'm done, So I have a list in my head of all the brands that I know that I don't work with, or all the companies that I won't work with for whatever the case may be. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think. I'd really love to hear you. Anyways, but it's just my thoughts of thinking about a brand and how, when you're dealing with customers, and especially for me, like my business, I would never do anything. Like if a customer was truly dissatisfied with the work that I've done, it's worth it to just, obviously figure out solutions around to the problem. Like what problem are they having? Why are they dissatisfied? Even if I didn't do anything wrong. Like for example, if I'm doing a building website for a client, and they give me all the content, and then we go through all the different stages. They're like, yep, I love it. Everything's good. And then we deliver the final product, and then they end up hating it or whatever. I will do whatever I can to make it right. Even if that means, you know what, customer, take the website. I know you don't like it, but take it, use it. Here's a full refund. I wish you the best. And, if there's anything else I can do, whatever, we can work that out, but just do whatever it takes. And if at worst case scenario that I have to give them a full refund, I'll give them a full refund. Then at least I could leave Pixel with a good taste in their mouth, saying that, you know what, I went with them, but it didn't work out for whatever reason, but at least I know they didn't screw me over and they didn't just take what I had and left me high and dry. Right. Because that, they'll remember that, and then they won't go out bad mouthing other people or whatever about Pixel, saying like, oh, Pixel, I work with them and they were horrible because I didn't like their work. And then they gave me the website for free and then they gave me a full refund. Like, that's not a way to badmouth somebody, right? So they're like, yeah, I didn't work with them, but it didn't work out. And, but they were really great about it. That even might even elevate them into their minds. I don't know. But like I said, that's what they did left a really bad taste in my mouth. And again, the brand to me is just completely tarnished. So anyways, a little segue into talking about branding today and about branding. Whoops, what did I just press? Branding my personal brand and my website. So with that being said, I'll share my screen here of what I have so far. So again, just to refresh my memory and refresh your memory, if you don't remember. So what we talked about yesterday, and we've talked about this on and off on the live stream, is that I want to develop my own personal brand, which is going through all the things that I'm doing in order to build a company, build a business, and also to build my life in kind of the way that I see it. So it's kind of having this personal brand aspect of it. And it's really kind of an offshoot of this website right here, which is basically a podcast that my wife and I started, which we talk about people that have done some really cool stuff in their life. And then we figure out, what lessons can we learn from those people and how we can incorporate what they've done into our lives, right? So that's what I'm thinking of. So, and I have this here. Again, I'm doing it in Webflow because I'm trying to figure out if this makes the most sense. And this isn't designed, it's just like really, really bare bones here to get the underlying principles of the website or the structure. So it's just my website. This is who I am. And what am I doing? I'm trying to learn how to build a better life for myself. And this is where I'm documenting the process. So it's really a documentary. It's really a documentary of everything that I'm doing in order to better my life, right? And then this is just idea, Project 365. It's always been something that I had in my mind. Project 365. It's just like working every single day, a little by little, get better every single day to get better. And then that seems like a good name to call the membership program or whatever. And this thing, I just put this, whether there's perks or not, I don't know. I'll have to work that out. So this is basically it. So the idea behind this is, I know for me, and I've talked about this quite a few times, whether on this stream or different podcasts or whatever, is I have what I call like 5 key components or principles that I think are essential in order to have a successful life. At least this is for me, and maybe it might relate to you. I don't know. You let me know what you think. So I think there's 5 things. The first one could arguably be the most important. Is achieving financial freedom. And I say personal freedom as well too, because that's kind of one and the same, in the sense that once you have enough money, you can basically go wherever you want, live however you want, and do whatever it is that you want, personally, to do the things that are important to you, right? Like, not, I have to go to work and then, do something that I hate, right? So that's an important principle. The next is personal growth and skill development. Always learning new things, whether it's learning a new language, or you want to learn how to pick up a particular skill that might be important. You want to learn how to do sales, whatever it is. I think always growing as an individual, picking up martial arts, whatever the case may be. That is, I think that's very important, very, very important, and a key to happiness, I think. Third thing, being healthy, living an active lifestyle, something, as you know, I've been struggling with a lot. I'm not gonna say my whole life, but it's definitely gonna be since after I moved out and was independent and on my own, university when I was 19 years old, eating unhealthy foods and all that kind of stuff. So it's always been a roller coaster, up and down in terms of being healthy, being injured, gaining weight, getting healthy again, losing weight, eating healthy, and the cycle on and on and on. And a lot of that, I know my cycles, which I'm sure I'll talk about in other things I do in the future. It's linked to the things that are above there, or even below, and just in terms of, I'm not doing what I really need to be doing. I don't have a purpose. I don't feel like I'm doing what I what I should be doing. I don't like what I do. I'm not feeling a sense of fulfillment or what have you. Reach to food in order to help, soothe myself or whatever, right? It's like a drug, like anything else. Like, why do you go and grab that beer or grab the drugs or whatever it is to, forget about the other things in your life that are bothering you, right? Or that don't gel. So that's number 3. And then the 4th thing is doing meaningful work and having fulfilling work. So having a sense of purpose in the work that you do. That's critical. I talked a lot about that at length, and whatever that meaningful work is, I think it's important to try to figure it out and try to find it. And the 5th one, personal relationships. Having people that are in your circle that you can count on, that are extremely loyal to you, and that you are loyal to them. And, it's like 2 or 3 people that you for sure, and of course your family as well too is part of that, or they should be part of that as well too, but sometimes they're not. And that's, that is what it is, I guess you can say. But having those people that you can go to no matter what, I think is super important. And I don't, outside of I don't have very much of that at all. And that's something that you need to work at. You need to work at that as well too. So I think for me, at least in my mind right now, those are 5 things that I think are super, super important. And so then I have this thing here, projects. So each project that I'm working on or that I would have worked on will fit into like a specific principle. So this is our financial and personal freedom. So this year would be a list. So right now I'm working on this project, which is building $1 million business, right? So that's a project that I'm working on. And you can see, so there might be other projects that I might be working on at the same time, and then I'll put them here, right? Whatever those projects might end up being. And so what you can do, of course, is here, you click on this, and then this brings to the home page or the landing page of this specific project. And the project has a goal. It has a start date and an end date too, as well. If, some projects might not be a lifelong thing. It might just be a small temporary thing or a goal that I want to achieve. Expected duration, details here. And then, so what I have here, this actually, if you see it on here, there's just little things. So all here, like day 1, day 2, or whatever it is, I just have practice time. So this is if, for example, if there's something that I was practicing that I wanted to do, like if I wanted to learn like a handstand as an example, total time practicing, it would kind of sum up in here of all the different posts. So in here, this is just sample data, day 1, day 2. So every live stream would be a different day, I guess, something like that. I'm trying to even figure out how that is even going to go. And then this is basically like a blog post. So this is a summary of all the posts that are within this project. And in here, I have a little bit of a script that's written where it just takes all the total hours of YouTube videos that I've done and puts it on here. I don't even have this built. So these aren't even built yet. It might even be in here. Yeah, it's completely blank. So can I go back? Where was I? I think I was in the projects template. Right. So that's it. I guess I could show like in here when you're in a project. No, when you're in a post. No. We got to go. Where do we got to go? We got to go in here to posts. So within a post, the way I have it, and maybe I could script this at some point, but I'd have to copy and paste each live stream. And again, I could probably automate this, I would imagine, and get the duration of like how long the actual video is, or practice minutes here as I have, and then just content. And then that's it. And then you just save it, and then it just posts, and then it updates. And then this whole page will update. With every new stream, there'll be a new post. And again, I'll probably automate this whole process so that when I do go live or what have you, and then I'm done, everything will just get transferred into the CMS, the Webflow CMS, and then away we go. So that's what I have for this. this idea for my personal brand. And I think if I go, I think here, yeah. So here's again, just kind of putting in some ideas and some thoughts. Again, this is where I'm really conflicted about memberships and what to offer, and really, again, I think really what I want to say is definitely here at the start, is that if anybody wants to join, like I want to have all my content just available anyway. So if you don't have money or don't want to join or whatever, then that's fine. You could still have access to all the content because I want to just put it out there. But if anybody does want to join, it's really a way of just supporting me and the work that I do. And I said it right here. One reason to join is because you get value from the work that I do and want to see me continue to put it out there. That's it. That's the biggest thing. So it's just a way to support, right? And most people won't, and that is 100% fine. But I know I support some people, some creators that I really enjoy and that I get value from. And if others would love to do the same for me, then that would be amazing. Right. Just some content here. Yeah, I'm not going to be teaching how to live a better life. Yeah, it's not what I'm doing right now. I'm just putting the stuff that I'm doing out there. And these are things that I was thinking of, things that I could do to even have something to show my appreciation and support for the people that are supporting me, right? So like we could all hang out together in a Zoom hangout. Progress reports. There could be progress reports that I can do. I'm not sure. There's other things that I'm thinking about that could potentially be of value to people. So if there's anything that, if you're watching this and you think of like, you know what, if you did this, that, or whatever, that would be really cool to see. And, I'd love to support your project. And if you did this as a perk, I think that would be really cool. So let me know if there's anything that you think would be really interesting to see. And it could be about anything. It could be about business, about personal stuff, like whatever. Just let me know. And obviously you kind of want to, what's the word? Listen to what your community is saying, right? Listen to the feedback. Unlike some brands that we discussed earlier that doesn't seem to give two shits about their customers. So even if the customers are stupid and do stupid things, because it happens, life happens. Yeah, so that's what that's what I'm thinking. And I think it'll work. I need to actually design this thing to make it look like something. Or maybe keep it super simple and minimal. I don't know. I have no idea. I haven't thought that far ahead, to be honest. I'm just kind of putting the framework and the structure in place. So if I like this, what would I need to do? Let's go. Let's go here. So I need to figure out membership. So that's one thing. So do I do it through here? Do I do it through MemberStack? Do I do it? There's some new tools out there as well. I need to look into these guys. I think it's Wizzed. Yeah. So these guys, and FinSuite bought them, which I love those guys. So they have, I need to figure out how they have authentication. So it says protect the content. I would really love to to know how they do authentication. Because if it's the same thing where how Webflow does it, then that's not good. In the sense that it's protected, but if the information is still being rendered into the DOM, then people could still access it, right? And then if people could still access it, then that's what's the point? Well, not what's the point. Most people won't know how, but still, the people that do know how are the people that you really don't want to have access to things, because then they'll take everything and just whatever, right? So a native authentication layer built for Airtable. What is... Okay, this is weird. Oh, this is probably just signing into the Wizzed account. Granularly set access permission and customize the content shown on a page. See, the thing that I worry about going with these guys or something like this, is that Webflow in their own membership, because they're still in beta, I think they're just going to keep getting better and better. And I think for me, the one thing that they don't do, which I want them to do, is to be able to access member data and be able to display it on a page. So for example, I want to be able to create a dashboard or an accounts page or something like that. I mean, they have an accounts page, but you can't have access to the data. Like you can't bring it up like you can in like, well, just like in this is a project page. Like this year, I'm just pulling this information from the database, right? So like here, I'd be like to say like, hi, current user, right? Get the title from the current user, like the user database. You have, here's your email address, here's whatever, like here's your own personal details on your own personal user account page, right? So it would be, / username, right? But you can't do that right now. But I imagine they'll get to that because I don't know why they're not doing that. I don't know why it's difficult. But I would imagine it'll get done eventually because then it'll make everything just perfect. Because then you could gate content on the back end. And then because their gating content is perfect. Like what they have now where you can see who can see what based on whether they're logged in or logged out or whatever is like, it's perfect. That works exactly as it needs to work. And if you're not logged in, you can see like a login screen or a like buy now or whatever the case may be. And the other content doesn't get rendered, which is perfect. Like I love that. That's what you need. So when are they going to get there? When are they going to bridge that gap? Is it going to be a year? Is it going to be 2 months? Is it going to be 2 years? I don't know. But can this membership site work with using the Webflow native membership? So the other problem as well too is if somebody joins in, then let's go into here. We could take a look at bookmarked. So this is the membership site, right? So like you have the different users and okay, I can export them. I thought I couldn't even export them before. So if I export them, they're exported. So let's open this. All right. So what information do I get? I get a user ID. I get the email. I get pretty much everything. Data profile. Can you add other things to the user database? You might be able to. So I can get their email addresses. And so then what I can do is I can take these and I could put it into like a newsletter subscription or something like that, like into MailChimp. But that's not automated, which is super annoying. I don't know if you can set a script to like get in here and like actually do an export every day or something like that, which would be nice. But I can't add fields. And what other fields can you add? Not very much. Why is there a star behind? It's probably because it needs to be a plan. All right. Let's not do that. Okay, don't accidentally pay for something here. Okay. We could give option fields. You could do something like, would you like to subscribe to my newsletter? But again, the thing is too, is all this information, you can't access it through, through a collection. So limitations, right? Limitations. So do we want to work around that and just wait for them to be able to develop something? Because if they develop something that'll allow us to do that, then this will be perfect. Then we could just wait for them and then we'll be good to go if we have access to it. So then right now, I guess they'll have an accounts page, and then I guess we can just have a generic you're logged in page. It's like welcome to the dashboard or whatever. Yeah, it's annoying. You won't be able to show the username. That's so annoying. But then they'll have details, this is what's coming up. This is a members only live stream or whatever's coming up. This is how you access it. And there could be other buttons here on the top, like, oh, here's the old Zoom meetings, whatever the case may be. Here might be some documents, some templates, a whole bunch of things. So I think it makes sense. And I want to keep it simple. I just really want to keep it simple. So I can just get the work done, right? And, if I have a new video or whatever, I just have it on YouTube. Maybe if I could link in, does Zapier integrate with YouTube? YouTube with, I don't know, let's just say Airtable. Yeah, this sounds kind of good. When there's a new video and playlist, let's create a record. Let's just give it a try. This is interesting. I haven't connected to the, okay. We'll do that later, but that's very interesting. New video by search. Oh, this is kind of interesting. So you can see what the community is doing. New video uploaded. So it's probably going to be a new video in the playlist, because I think my playlist would be my, would it be like a live stream? I guess, or it'd be the $100 million playlist. Cool. So I wonder what information I can get. Hopefully I can get the description, because the description that I leave in the YouTube channel will probably be the data that I'd want to pull into and put into Webflow, and to put it into the post, right, as like the content. So that'll be really cool. And hopefully you can get the title on that kind of stuff. So it looks like the automation is probably going to work for that, which is really, really sweet. You might want to do some updates to the actual content of the post, because the stuff in the YouTube description, like right now, it's super, super short. And there might be more in depth that I want to go on the actual website. Okay, so I think we can do that. And I think the idea is, I guess we should just, do I need to work on building this? I'd really love to hear what you have to think. What you think. I'd love to get some feedback on this, whether it makes sense, whether, not about whether it makes sense, because it makes sense to me and I think I'm going to do it, but what do you think of, I don't know what I'm asking. Yeah, maybe just let me know what you think in general, overall. Maybe you think it's a stupid idea. Let me know too. I'd be like, this is so stupid. I would never follow it, which totally could be a thing. But then it begs the question as to why you're watching this video. Right. I think I'm going to want to hire like a designer to design something really, really cool. For like a name as a logo. Yeah, I don't know what that would be, but I'd love something really, really cool. Maybe I should wait till my whole brand kind of fleshes out and how things are going and how I post things, how things develop, and just let it grow organically as well too, right? I'm not trying to force anything here. I'm just trying to be me and just put myself out there to the world. And if anybody can relate, then fantastic. And if not, well, it's helping me. So what I like about it is that it helps me be accountable, helps me keep going. Always want to keep pushing forward every day, doing a little, like I said, always doing a little bit every single day to help yourself grow. And that's what doing this live stream does. It really helps me with that. Yeah. So what do I need to do? Should I work on this or right now? Or are there other things I need to do? There are other things I need to do. So I'm trying to think about what my week is going to be like and what I should focus on. I would really like to know what you guys would like to see. Would you like to see me design this, from where it is now and just kind of just design the whole thing? Or would you like to see me focus on the content that I'm going to creating for the actual Pixel YouTube channel? Because I'm starting to write content for all the content that I want to make. I feel like writing the content might be better because I think that's more in line with what this is all about. Building a $1 million business, right? I mean, they're both the same. They both have their pros and cons. Or maybe I could just do both. Maybe I could be like, hey, here's what I've done for my personal brand site so far, and maybe do a little bit of work. And then here's the content that I'm writing and the scripts that I've built and whatever, and how I'm planning on shooting these videos. So that could be a thing too. So maybe I can work on both of those at the same time, which might just be what I'll do. Yeah. So I think what I know I need right now is I have things that I need to work on for clients. And unfortunately, I can't work on it live, which kind of sucks. But I think I do need to go and get started on that. And what I'll do, I think our next streams are for sure going to be a lot longer because only going for like half an hour, 40 minutes is just like, it's too short. I need to talk to you guys. I should really enjoy this. It's really strange. So yeah, I think so. Tomorrow, if I get any comments, if anybody lets me know what they want to see, then I'll focus on that. If not, I'll probably do a combination of both. I'll keep working on this website, my personal website, and I will also work on just developing content and scripts and whatever for the YouTube channel, for Pixel's YouTube channel, for the content I'm going to make. So I did some brainstorming of things like, why I left WordPress or WordPress versus Webflow, or just whatever videos that I think will be important, and maybe even try to figure out how to look for important topics. I don't know. See, a lot of YouTubers talk, this is kind of interesting. A lot of YouTubers will talk about you want to do market research and figure out what's trending or what's important, what's on people's minds, and then kind of figure out how to develop content on there. And I think there's a lot of merit to that, and that makes a whole lot of sense. But there's also the other part of me that thinks of like, well, you know what? I still want to talk about things that I know about and things that I'm actually qualified to talk about and to teach about. So I think there might be a little bit of a game to be played there, but maybe it's more 80-20. 80% figure out what people want to talk about, and then 20% talk about the things that people do want to hear and that you're also really knowledgeable in, right? So, but I think as long as I stick with the whole topic of web design and teaching people how to build websites, I think I'll be okay. But it doesn't help to do a little bit of market research. So maybe we'll figure out how to do that, and see what we can figure out, and start to put together the framework for building out our content. I think I'll probably start filming because there's lots of stuff that's going to be going on here at the end of April. I don't think I'll even be able to start filming in May. So once May hits, we can film a whole bunch of content and get a whole bunch of stuff ready for YouTube. So that way, when we do start, we'll always make sure that we'll have consistent content. And even, I know a lot of people talk about having consistent content, which I do think is important, but I also think about having good content that people want to watch. I don't know if that's more important or not. Like, is good quality better than consistency? I don't know. I think they're both important. But again, we want to make sure that we're out there all the time. So, right. Lots to think about. Lots to go through. Okay, I'm going to end it here because I need to get some client stuff done. That is very important. So, thank you so much for joining. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to my rant on Marriott. And I really would love to hear what you think about that. Whether I'm going over the top and I'm going too extreme, or whether I'm justified in my personal philosophy or boycott of never going to Marriott ever again. As long as I can help it anyways. If I have to, I have to, but hopefully I won't have to. Anyways, let me know about that, and let me know what kind of stuff you'd want to hear over the next week or so in terms of getting content together. Whether you want to see me build a personal brand website, which is more like building out a membership website, or if you want to see me writing content and figuring out how to plan for creating YouTube content, and almost like how I plan and how I produce like YouTube videos. That might be pretty cool too. Again, if I don't hear anything, I'll probably do a mix of both anyways. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And we'll see you here with a brand new stream tomorrow. So have a good one.